Hello guys, welcome to my channel. This is the 48th tutorial in this course, and in this tutorial we are going to talk about views, and this is going to be a short tutorial. I'm just going to briefly introduce what views are in SQL. And views are basically virtual tables that you might want to use when you want to limit the information that you display to your table viewers, right? And essentially a view is nothing but an SQL query that has a name, and every time you use a view you basically execute that query, right? So what I'm going to do is just demonstrate how you create a view in this tutorial, and then in the next couple of tutorials we're going to work with views, see the various kinds of operations that you can perform on views, and why exactly are views useful. We'll understand that in this tutorial a bit, and then a bit more in the next tutorials. So I've got a table in one of the databases that I have on the system. It's called employees. So I'm just going to show you the data that I have in the table first. So to do that, I'll type in select star from employee, and when I execute the query, I see that it's got a lot of information. There's ID field, and then name, age, email, and salary, and then the ID field I guess is the primary key for the table, and it takes in values from 1900 to 1916. So there are about 17 rows in the table at the moment. So let's say you want to display some information from this table, but you do not want to display like all the information. You want to display let's say the employee IDs and names and email addresses. You do not want to display the age values or the salary values. And let's not just talk about demonstration here. In fact, if you want to have a structure that contains only these three fields from this table and does not contain the age values or the salary values, so basically you want these values to be abstracted or hidden from some users on the system, right? So in that case, it'll be sensible to have some kind of a window that only lets you see through these fields and doesn't let you see through these fields, and that window is what you call a view in SQL. So to create a view for this table, what I'll have to do is type in the create view statement, right? So you type in create and then view, just as we did for create table, and then give a space and type in a name for your view. So I'm going to call my view emp underscore view, and you should try to make your view names sort of understandable, in the sense that I'm working with the employee table in this tutorial. So I have picked up the first three alphabets from the table, and then the underscore symbol, and then view. Now this is not a convention, or this is not something that you should do for all tables, but then you should have some kind of link between the names of your views and the names of your tables. And then you give a space and type in the keyword as, and this is something that we don't do with create table, but we have to do with the create view statement. And then on the next line you type in select, and then just select the columns that you want your view to have. So in this case I want the view to work with the ID field and the name field and then the email field, right? So I'll type in these three field names, and then I'll type in from, and then the name of the table, which is employee. And then you can also have a where clause. This is optional, and I'm going to have a where condition, like where name is not null, right? So if you'll pull out information from this view, then it's going to get stuff from this table only for those rows for which the name value is not null, right? And in this table currently I don't have any such row, but then in the next tutorial we'll maybe add a row to this table that will have a null value for the name field, and we'll see that that row is not returned when you run a select star on the view. So when I execute this, I see that in the output I get the message create view emp underscore view as blah 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 has been executed successfully, because I see this green amazing looking circle with a white check. And then I also get in the message box that 0 rows were affected, right? Because I've just created my view yet. And if suppose I want to see how I can pull out stuff from the view, then I'll type in select star from emp underscore view, and when I execute this statement I see that I only get these three field names, and I see all the rows that I saw with the select star from employee query, and that's because all rows in the employee table currently satisfy the condition that I had in the where clause when I created my view, and the condition was that the name should not be null, and there is no row in the employee table that objects that condition. So that's it in this tutorial. I'll see you in the next one, in which we'll see how we can insert values in a table through views, and then some more stuff about views, interesting stuff, I assure you that. And thank you so much for watching this one, and you may subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you soon.